A 55-year-old woman named Judy Huth filed a civil lawsuit against Bill Cosby in California Tuesday, charging Cosby with childhood sexual abuse. More specifically, sexual battery and infliction of emotional distress for allegedly molesting her in a bedroom at the Playboy Mansion in 1974, when she was just 15 years old. Like in the other charges of mistreatment levied against Cosby recently, Cosby hasn't been criminally charged, as the criminal statute of limitations on the decades-old allegations have long ago expired. Cosby's lawyer, Martin Singer, and spokesman David Brokaw didn't respond to requests for comment from the WSJ, but in the past, they have both vigorously denied the allegations brought by the nearly 20 women accusing Cosby of assaulting and/or drugging them. Among other things, Cosby's lawyer has cited the criminal records of some of the women and suggested that there are holes in some of their stories. So with so many allegations being levied against Cosby, what makes this one different? It's the first assault-related lawsuit filed against Cosby since the now famous one filed by a woman named Andrea Constand in 2005. That lawsuit was settled out of court. But even more importantly, it was filed in California, where the statute of limitations is extended for people alleging that the sex abuse occurred while they were minors. According to California criminal defense attorney Troy Slayton, these alleged victims get up to 3 years from the time they realize that the abuse caused them damage and when they file the lawsuit. In this case, Judy Huth claims it was only recently that she realized that the, quote, psychological damage and significant problems throughout her life, unquote, stemmed from the abuse she allegedly suffered at, quote, such a tender age, unquote, at the hands of Cosby. On that basis, she's seeking compensatory damages. So even though this alleged abuse occurred 40 years ago, Huth could have a case. However, if Cosby's lawyers could prove that she spoke about this alleged trauma to a friend or a doctor or anyone beyond 3 years ago, they could get the case thrown out. The attorney Slayton says this wouldn't work for Janice Dickinson, who talked a lot about her allegations and wrote about Cosby in a book. The case would not be able to proceed, Slayton said. Other alleged victims could be limited by the fact that they can only sue under this law if the alleged abuse occurred when they were minors. Slayton says this could all be a moot point if Cosby chooses to immediately settle this case. Quote, my guess and my advice to Cosby if I were his attorney would be to settle this case as quickly and as quietly as possible. He's in his 70s. He doesn't have a long life. His career is over. He's worth a reported $350 million. He could probably settle these cases for $1 million or $2 million each and have them go away without trials and a confidentiality agreement which prohibits these women from speaking about it, unquote. Another thing that distinguishes this case is that it opens the door for other women to make similar allegations. When asked if he thinks there'll be more cases like this, Slayton had this to say: anyone can sue anyone for anything. Whether it's going to go anywhere, that's another issue. It only costs $500, so anyone can sue. This is a civil case, not a criminal case. It's all about the money, and it's only about money.